they're right, that means that we've already crossed the line where the capability to just break stuff on the internet, it's already out there. Also, there's this kind of rumor or article or something floating around about open source models being able to find the same kind of vulnerabilities. I was very surprised to see that. I was very surprised to see some really big names in the industry kind of amplify that signal. But here's that kind of article, the AI cybersecurity after Mythos, the jagged frontier. So here's what they've tested. We took the specific vulnerabilities Anthropic showcases in their announcements, isolated the relevant code, and ran them through small, cheap, open-weight models. Those models recovered much of the same analysis. 8 out of 8 models detected the Mythos flagship free BSD exploits. So basically, that was kind of like the big thing that Anthropic showcased. There was this free BSD exploit, this very secure thing that's been around for many, many years. Apparently, that feature has been around for 27 years and no one found an exploit. Mythos immediately finds it. And apparently, that particular exploit cost like $50 worth of compute to find. So they're saying that when they pointed cheap open source models at that code, it also identified that vulnerability. So a lot of people are a little bit confused because it seems like what they're saying is that if we point the small model at a particular thing, if we're like, okay, here, find that, it will find that. And of course, the pushback is like, yeah, but you have to know where to look. You have to point that model exactly where to look, and then it will find it. Whereas with Mythos, it sort of just scans larger areas and is able to pinpoint that problem. If I'm understanding what they're saying here, so this is isle.com, by the way, they're saying that it's not the model that has that capability. Really, it's the system. So they're able to do what they claim to be is the same thing by just having a lot of different small, cheap models looking at a lot of different things and finding those vulnerabilities. So they're saying because small, cheap, fast models are sufficient for much of the detection work, you don't need to judiciously deploy one expensive model and hope it looks in the right places. Basically, you can just throw a million things out there and see what sticks, specifically a million cheap open source models, have them scan everything, and it'll still be cheaper overall than using this one big expensive model. So what they're saying here is Mythos isn't that special, but Anthropic is proving that the category is real. But if you think about that, that's even worse, isn't it? Because they're saying you don't even need this huge model that's super expensive to run, that's not even available to the public. It might be even cheaper to just deploy a boatload of small open source models. If they're right, that means that we've already crossed the line where the capability to just break stuff on the internet, it's already out there.